Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Senator Tommy Tuberville from Auburn. This guy, he is ready to continue fighting Lloyd Austin and the Pentagon over a bunch of different things. And he used this tactic in the past. What was that tactic? Holding up one of his nominees. Yes, and he has decided to do that again. He is blocking the promotion of Lieutenant General Ronald Clark for a different reason, this time as a punishment, accusing him of failing to notify President Biden when Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was hospitalized earlier this year. Tuberville argues that Clark's decision to withhold this information poses a national security risk, which is correct, while the Pentagon maintains that Clark is highly qualified for the role. Well, I think this is about his behavior and his bad behavior, and you know what? I think that's a fair thing to look at.
Number 6.
Decatur Mayor Tab Bowling, a complete loser, a total incomplete loser, has now said he is not going to do what he needs to do and resign in order to stop the protest. Okay, that's right. He's not willing to do that. I didn't even know these protests are still going on in Decatur over the death of Stephen Perkins. And I'm sorry, but Tab Bowling had nothing to do with it and has done nothing wrong except just be a total coward in running his city. He should resign for that reason. But Tab Bowling, the mayor of Decatur, has learned you cannot negotiate with those who terrorized his grandchildren. That's a quote from him. Stated he will complete his 5-year term despite negotiating with terrorists. He said he's going to stay there, and because they leaked it to the Decatur Daily, he's not stepping down.
Number 5.
The irrelevant strip mall version of the Southern Poverty Law Center, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, is harassing an Etowah County teacher for posting Bible verses on TikTok and in her classroom. Okay, I got a little bit of a problem with some of this. But anyway, they accuse Glencoe High School teacher of misusing her position, which seems ridiculous, by displaying Bible verses in the classroom, prompting a letter to the school district superintendent. Now, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, an irrelevant group who should be ignored by the school system, argues that posting these religious messages violates the Constitution. It does not. It alienates students. It actually may, who do not share the teacher's beliefs and shouldn't be done in the classroom. I'm kind of torn on this. This organization is terrible and full of it, but maybe this isn't the right thing for her to be doing.
Number 4.
A 24/7 LGBTQ bar in Birmingham, which I didn't even know existed. The Quest Club. I don't know why I would know if it existed or not, but I had no idea this even existed. I didn't know that it was open 24/7. Are they serving liquor 24/7? Are they serving alcohol 24/7? I know New York City has some 24/7 bars. I had no idea this was a thing. Anyway, it just had its business license revoked by the Birmingham City Council following concerns over safety after a double homicide in May and numerous police calls over the last year or so. Despite arguments from the bar's attorneys about its historical significance and economic contributions, council members cited inadequate security measures and a failure to ensure patron safety as a reason to revoke their business license. So they're going to be suing over this, and we'll see where all of this goes. Apparently, this is like some sort of gay icon in town. Okay, if you say so, sorry.
Number 3.
A petition calling for the resignation of Athens City Councilman Chris Seibert is gaining momentum. But is it really fair? Citizens are accusing him of corruption and profiting from recent Haitian immigration. But the facts of these accusations are somewhat lacking. The petition alleges Seibert's involvement in multiple LLCs without proper business licenses with the city, and claims he has used his political position for personal gain. Now, Seibert denies receiving any subsidies from immigrant tenants. That's not really what I think the allegation is. I think the allegation is the immigrants get the government handouts, and then he gets the money from those immigrants. I think that's how this all is supposedly playing out here. I think the evidence of this is kind of weak, personally, but I think it shows that people are paying attention to this.
Number 2.
Speaking of that, the issues with Haitian immigration is still roiling the Sylacauga City Council, which held a special follow-up meeting to address resident concerns about Haitian immigration after an earlier meeting ended abruptly due to rising tensions and an out-of-control city council president. I mean, that's the truth. She was out of control in how she handled this. I thought that was really crappy on what she did, where she's like, oh, you can't talk about people because they look different, which nobody was doing at all. Council members acknowledged limited information from state and federal officials regarding the influx of Haitian immigrants, while residents expressed concerns over the drain on resources, housing, crime, all that other stuff. The police are apparently using Google Translate to deal with this, and a hilarious moment happened when the council president, Tiffany Nix, was duped by someone into saying, who is John Galt? Which is a hilarious thing she did.
Time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
The debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is widely being viewed as a win for Harris, with polls and focus groups agreeing she performed better. Harris effectively challenged Trump on key issues. Harris and the moderators, I would argue, challenged Trump on key issues, while Trump apparently struggled with messaging and was just hammered for controversial statements and then made new ones. So there's what happened. So I don't know. I looked at this. I'll give you my layout of what I believe happened here. The winners were the moderators. ABC News' David Muir and Lindsay Davis, who I warned you about. I warned you about David Muir. They were way too involved in this, and they were biased with one-sided, incorrect fact checks. The loser in this, at the end of the debate, I thought Donald Trump did pretty good. Maybe it was because his closing statement was so good, like, why haven't you done all this stuff? Like, I thought that was a really good closing statement. But the loser here is clearly President Donald Trump. He lost this debate. Every scientific poll shows this, and so do some of the focus groups and things like that show this as well. Let me just amend that statement. Almost every scientific poll shows that. I will, again, give you a caveat on that. The participation trophy goes to Vice President Kamala Harris because she wasn't particularly good, but I can say with 100% certainty she was there. So there you go. Kamala Harris got it there. We'll continue to get your reactions to this as we move through the program. You are welcome to offer up your opinions. Who won? Who lost the debate? We get into that here next. How do you get involved? Well, that's the simple part here. All you got to do is pick up the phone, 866-494-WVNN, or text us in, same number on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. Jump in right there right now at 866-494-WVNN, or email us.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. We'll get your thoughts on the debate. Who won? Who lost? Your opinions next.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.